there's a grand epidemic of alleged males. Alleged, right? There's males, and then there's alleged males, meaning there are guys who claim to be males, is what I'm saying. As I drink my 805 and I light a little cig, Newport, considering moving there, but only God knows. But so what am I trying to get at? There's a lot of people, there's a lot of males con huevos that want other males con huevos, right? And maybe when you're exploring, and maybe when you're just, it's whatever. But when you understand what a male is, when you understand the blessing of having these testicles, and hunting your prey, and sweating, and understanding male camaraderie and just battle, right? And I'm not speaking literal but figuratively, right? You understand that there's not too many people, not too many males, alleged, right, that know what it is or know what it means to be a male. And I've kind of asked around. I'm kind of curious, right? Because I'm in this field. I'm curious, right? Because you can either say you're gay, right? You like males, or there's a questionable pool, right? That is just like maybe you got taken advantage of when you're drunk, right? Right? And then thoughts, a new wave of thoughts start to hit, because essentially you know world as what you know from your perspective, right? And then when an enemy comes and attacks that field, all of a sudden a new form of thoughts start to creep in, right? And then you start to see the dark side of the world, right? Thankfully, I did something about it. I wanted to understand, I wanted to see, I wanted to learn more about psychology. Shout out Jordan Peterson. God bless him, man. He's straight going to heaven. No pun intended, right? But the main thing is, what I found is comfortability and accessibility, right? So because these males are comfortable and are accessible with other males, and maybe they don't have a father figure, maybe they're not sure of themselves, right? It comes down to knowing what a male is, being confident, right? Testosterone, what do these bodybuilders take? Testosterone. They feel strong, right? I don't need none of that. I get all the natural source, right? In my other ways, and I talk about them in other videos. And if you're a student, then you can go. But the main thing is, just because you're comfortable and accessible to another, and then you feel good, all of a sudden it changes to love, it changes to other things that it shouldn't be, right? God has blessed us with a form, a power that is, and also consciousness that is unrelatable to any other thing, person on this planet, if you're a male, right? And just because things are accessible, just because it's comfortable, if I were to ask you, and I've asked people, right? There's a beautiful woman that is literally about you and you love, right? And there's another male. Which one would you choose? The woman, obviously. 10 out of 10 times. Why? Because you know deep down inside it feels good. You feel more manly, right? And a lot of these comparisons, a lot of these uh, not understanding terms is messing you guys all up. And I want to say, freaking you guys all up, right? Just because you click on corn sites of, are you straight, gay, or bi, or and you either choose gay or bi, all of a sudden you're that, right? And I'll admit, just because I was like curious, maybe gay, right? Twice, nothing more. But I already knew this was like, okay, this is. But for somebody, and especially young males in our generation, they don't know, and because they don't have a strong sets of values and principles, right? They don't look to strong men of society. They're just kind of like this, and it's like, woo, this is fun, da da da, right? But they don't understand, like, in the long term, you're gonna see, man, that's a man, that's a male. Look at the way he carries himself, and you're always gonna feel lesser than, right? And that's what I don't want you to feel, because we have all been given, considering if you're a male, this birthright, right? And it's these testicles, it's the testosterone, it's a different way of being, right? And I also blame the females for this, right? Because it comes back and forth, right? You got these alleged males that leave the females, right, with their kids, and then all of a sudden these females hold something against them, and now it's like, it's okay, son, or sisters that kind of bully, right, because they're more masculine. But it affects the males overall and in the long run. And you should be ashamed of yourself, not knowing terms. Women, bullying these males. Just because you may like females doesn't mean because he likes this type of music, because he's a little softer, right? He's feminine or gay, right? It's the wrong terms that we're not classifying. For example, if I want to drive to work, I drive to work, right? That's a clear term. But I'm not gay because I think, oh, this guy's attractive. I think it's normal. Okay, this guy's attractive. He carries himself well. And then all of a sudden, when these males want to hang out, and I know they're on the other side, or like on the fence, right? No, bro, we're not gonna kick it. I'm okay with being by myself. I'm okay, and I don't want to even lead you to that. You know, and I think that's where a lot of people get confused, is they lack compassion, they lack self-worth, and they think, because, yo, he's so cool, I'm gonna, you know what I mean? It's a society we live in, and you can blame the leaders, you can blame the teachers, but long story short is, a male is gonna go through it more than the female, you know? And if you understand patience and you understand hard work, compassion, all these things, not only are you gonna see an upside much greater than the upside of what you think is what you feel, right? You're gonna feel more complete as a male. That's all I'm gonna say, and that's why my clients pay me. It's not cheap. I'm wasting my time to help you. And I know my value that I bring to the table. I know that it's a cold world out there, but hey, schools pay for tuition, right? I probably blown about 30,000 plus, right? Um, so I don't value money, and it comes down to money as well. Hey, he's a male, I'm a male. We're gonna buy homes. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have a whole bunch of money. Who's your god, nigga? Carry him. Be glad that your work is heavy. Be grateful that you got to walk an extra world's path, right? But just know, the upside at the end of it is going to be far more rewarding than just going to whatever's convenient and comfortable.